Welcome to the Good Talk, our post-game Q&A show where we discuss the game that we just played and answer all your burning questions, both Warhammer and otherwise. Now, as you have seen just a moment ago, we do have the special glam cam set up for the reception of all these packages, which are mostly Titan Watch, an awesome community project, unprompted by us, I'd like to point out, because people just took it upon themselves just to help build a Deathwatch army for us, which is incredible. So it's a community project where people from the community are all painting up parts of Deathwatch army, units, models, all this stuff, and sending them to us to build and play with. So we will get to this big mountain of packages very soon. But first, let's discuss the game we just played. We just, of course, played the Beastclaw Raiders versus the Nighthaunt, the debut of the Beastclaw Raiders. And of course, just to let you guys know, if you haven't seen the game already, we're going to spoil the heckins out of it. So let's do that.
Yeah.
How you doing, Zach? We just played.
Good. It was fun. I kind of want to ask what you thought. They were, like I said, I felt a little bad. Once we start playing, I'm like, of course I'm going to do everything I can to win.
Sure.
But we do, I think, maybe a little imbalance between those two factions, which is odd because neither of them are especially new or especially old, right? Yeah. So,
yeah, they're both older books. The Nighthaunt is one of the oldest books, I think, currently in circulation, to be honest. Like I said, I got it when I got married, so, a few years ago.
Okay.
So I don't know when the Ogre ones definitely was more recent.
Okay.
So that's definitely a factor. But that's kind of one of the things we wanted to see is like what happens to the Nighthaunt in 3rd edition. And I think first of all, you played a really great game.
Oh, thanks.
You played smart. You played in the right places. Like you're saying how you were able to kind of just like play dumb and play aggressive.
Yeah.
But you also were playing smart. You made the right calls, especially as we were kind of feeling out what our armies could do to each other, like learning when to reposition, learning when to like move block or whatever. Yeah. So you were playing really well, and I don't want to like downplay that because just because the Nighthaunt aren't in the best position. But it's true, they don't benefit from a number of things in the new edition, right?
All out defense.
All out defense.
Yeah.
In the same vein, also Finest Hour. They only get the +1 to wound. The +1 save does literally nothing.
Oh yeah, that's big.
That's a big deal.
That is big.
Yeah. And then other abilities such as their Spectral Recall. At first glance, I was excited because that's the one where you can pull units to.
You thought you could pull like your whole army.
You could pull army because you have so many more command points, and then you're like, oh, but you can only do one. The same command ability cannot be repeated more than once in a phase, and you're like, oh, that's right. So you can do it more times throughout the course of the game, but each instance of it can only bring a single unit.
Yeah.
So lots of things kind of coming together for this army to kind of continue to struggle, which is obviously a bummer because I love it, but I still had a great time playing, and it was really cool to see the Beastclaw Raiders. How did you enjoy playing them?
They were fun. They are fun. Like you said, it's kind of nice because like early on in the game, you know what you have to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But once the game gets going, they do get a little more tactical. There are a lot of little combat and movement tricks that they have.
Yeah.
And a lot of little things like, I think we were playing a game earlier, we ran through a couple of rounds, and we ended some trick with like tagging 2 units, and then like all kinds of little things like this can happen.
Right.
I think those are more AOS 3rd edition, but the Beastclaw Raiders, because they, especially the Mournfang packs, have this really big footprint.
Yeah,
actually.
big footprint. Yeah.
They fall into a lot of these little shenanigans with movement. It's kind of more than I thought, honestly.
It is, yeah, and that's one of the best ways to fight them was, move blocking or trying to pin them down, just playing on for another turn, and that really kind of hurts your ability to keep the momentum. And they're all about momentum, which is it's very ogre-like,
The army almost wants no train on the board.
Basically, yeah, they just want to run all the way across.
Yeah.
And then, Zach, if you had gotten first turn on turn 1, you could have done some crazy move blocking shenanigans. Well, I guess Adrian's army has a lot of fly.
Yeah.
Against an army without fly,
yeah.
Like you were saying, your huge footprint, you can string a line of Mournfangs out and just completely block the table.
Yeah. It's a big footprint to get around, and it can be good for blocking as well. Absolutely. Yeah. Now, obviously, there are a lot of things that worked for you this game.
Yeah.
Do you have an MVP though? That was far and above.
Well, we joked the vultures.
Yeah. Who's your MVP? And tell me why it's the vulture.
The vultures are cute. I think probably the Frost Lord. I mean, he trampled the stagecoach. Anytime you just like and the fight phase in the charge phase.
Oh my god.
That's sort of like, oh, there's no fight phase.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I trampled a stagecoach.
Exactly.
He also, early on, what else? He kind of beat something up on the other side of the board a little earlier on.
A few things, I think.
Yeah. Really, everything
Yeah.
did well. The riders did well, both the Mornfang and the Stonehorn riders. So I guess probably the Frost Lord.
Yeah, that's
or
fair.
of course the Vultures.
That's true.
What about you?
That's a good question. For me, it was the chain rasp. Honestly, just
Yeah.
the hordes that were move blocking, surviving barely. Now the fact that I wasn't able to do anything beyond that, like with them, like the 2 remaining chain rasp.
Yeah.
That wasn't their fault. That was my fault for not for failing that spell.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Because they did their job. I just wasn't able to follow up with it. So they were just good, cheap bodies that could screen out, kind of slow you down as much as possible. And whereas Reikenor and the Grimghasts, just did nothing.
Yeah.
They did nothing.
What's the monster you had?
The Morgul.
Yeah, it was surprisingly
Underwhelming.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
And I'm comparing it to Gargants, and I'm comparing it to my monsters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a little bit of I've played Meg. She's been using your Soul Blight. She played Neferata.
Totally.
Who can do a lot more.
Yeah.
He seems very underwhelming.
So he's about half the price of your Frost Lord, though. He's like 260.
And to be fair, you charged him.
It was the mortal wounds.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The Morgul didn't get the charge.
But even still, I don't know that.
You had him down. You had him at
I like
bottom
him.
bracket
I think
before
he's
you got to
great
do
still.
anything.
I do disagree on that one. I think he's still great.
Okay.
Being able to pop out those mortal wounds, the -1 to hit bubble. There's only so much
that's
you can
big.
do. Yeah. There's only so much you can do when you had 20 dice doing mortal wounds on 4 pluses.
It's sort of interesting, right? Earlier we were talking about the thing that's interesting about ogres in a fantasy setting.
Yeah.
Is ogres should be dumb.
Yeah.
They're usually not very smart.
Sure.
And typically they're also not fast or not agile. Well, none of those elements except for speed is relevant in this game.
Yeah.
So the only thing that's relevant is speed, and these are mounted ogres.
Yeah.
So basically, like I was saying, this army, it just kind of it runs at you. Its saves are good. It's got ward saves.
Sure.
And it just kind of says, hey, just do any of your tricks, see what you can kill. Because when I go, my dice, I get a lot of attacks. The hit rolls can be iffy, but all the other numbers are good. So you end up, I got 4 attacks through. 16 damage.
Right.
12 damage.
It averages out.
It's the damage is really what
the
it is.
damage is so nasty. Yeah, this is very much when we were discussing kind of how this army fares in competitive play. It's very much the mean boys army, right? It's not going to get to the tippy top, but it's definitely going to wreck some face and ruin some
I'm
face.
excited to see.
Yeah.
If it's a spoiler army, that's fun.
It's totally a spoiler.
I don't want to be a troll competitive AOS, but why not? It's fun, right?
It's
little,
cool.
Little meta breaker.
And if you're trying to make your way to the top, you have to be able to beat this kind of army, right? So that's the thing too.
I'll be that guy.
You'll be that guy. You're just like the bully. I think they're awesome. I think they're super fun, and they play the way that you imagine them. So
yeah, they do, which is fun.
Yeah, honestly, we've been having a lot of fun with Sigmar. We're all kind of semi-obsessed with it right now, and so this has been fun. I just loving it. So as always, guys, if you do want to see more Sigmar content, share it around, like it, subscribe. The best way for us to know what to keep producing is if we see positive reactions to them. So definitely do that, and we'll play it some more.
Yeah.
That having been said, we have a ton of stuff to open up here.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and dive on in. And now again, much of this is Titan Watch. I don't know if all of it is Titan Watch. So let's start with one that we know is Titan Watch.
And these have been arriving sort of
have the big one.
slowly over the last week or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just accumulating.
Every day.
Exactly.
Every day.
Exactly.
The pile of boxes just keeps getting bigger.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It's so exciting.
It's just super, super cool. So we will say the name that's on the box. We won't say your last name so we don't dox you guys, but sometimes we know your username, not your human name. So this is from Gustav. Thank you. I don't know your human name, but thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Some nice foam here.
I like
Some
it.
blister foam.
Yeah, we can
Blister
weather some stuff
It is
with
blister
that.
foam.
Maybe it's only that.
Okay, here's a little teaser. It's on a 32 millimeter base.
Okay.
So
And this is important because we want the bases to all be to match.
Exactly.
So folks are sending painted models unbased.
yeah, if you do want to contribute to this project, don't base your stuff. This is what? This is craziness. What?
He's nailing. That's
He's
cool.
like entirely. I've never seen this model
And a
before.
banner.
It's so he's like, what?
Let's
This
put
is
him on.
crazy.
Let's put him
Yeah,
on.
I can't even begin to describe this amazing model. Here's the banner. I don't know if you can fit it in. That is crazy. So he's like a
Ooh,
watch
nice little
captain.
Titans.
We do have the glam cam set up, so we'll take a look there. And what? Oh no!
What?
Is it
That's so
frozen?
weird.
That's the creepiest thing I've ever seen. Oh, okay,
there
there
we
we
go.
go. That explains what happened in the intro. Too.
Okay.
So he's like sitting on this like severed tyrannid, and he's just like sitting.
He's chilling.
He's chilling. That's amazing.
He looks great.
That's so.
Brett,
cool.
here's the banner,
Wow.
which you painted
I'm
a
just
little
staring at this.
Titans logo on.
All right. And there's a banner that goes with him.
Pretty amazing. Yeah. So it I think it like goes in the back somewhere. Just absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Gustav.
great paint job. I'm wondering where this model's from. I'm wondering if
Yeah.
it's one of the like ones that was released in a specific country.
Right.
Like that they
So-
do that every now and then.
So they're from Sweden. So it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
It could be a custom of like what's the the guy that John has for his Dante? Like parts of it remind me of that, but I don't think it's actually Gravis, so maybe not.
That guy's amazing.
It's
Yeah.
super cool.
Wow.
Thank you, Gustav.
Big
Yeah,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. All right, so this next one.
Open with majority of army, it says.
What?
So should we hold on that
Oh,
one?
I think we're waiting on this one. Sounds
Okay.
good. Thank you. Open with. This one is for me specifically, but I want you guys can open some. So let's do one that's not specifically for me.
Okay, here's Titan Watch.
Titan Watch.
Okay, let's see. Oh, I almost immediately dropped this.
Yep.
I love that. Like it has Gustav's name on the shoulder
Is it
pad
really?
also.
This
Yeah.
thing is so cool. I literally didn't have words to describe this model.
Because this was the original idea that individuals in the community, you guys, could paint up a model as your own avatar. We would play with a Death Watch army.
Yep.
And so you guys would actually be running around on the table fighting.
Exactly. Feel free to put a little. Wow, and it even has like the Titan, the Titan Watch shoulder.
Has the Titans.
It's like an
logo
actual
on the
embossed
pad.
shoulder plate, like 3D
Yeah.
printed, I think.
That's
I'm just
amazing.
blown away by this.
Yeah, we should have. We should
let's
not
put
have
this
opened
together.
this one first because it's gonna be.
Tough
This isn't a
act, tough
competition,
act.
but like, this is gonna be a tough act to follow. Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, we really are trying to document these all.
Yeah,
so
let's keep track of the
I'm
boxes.
keeping them together, and then we'll document it afterwards.
So this one, actually, here I'll
Yes.
hand this to you. And there's a few in there actually.
Okay.
So there's more
Let's
than
not
one.
dox them.
Who's this from?
I don't know. It's from Tabletop Titans. Here we go.
It looks quite good. Ooh.
This is from
throw
Ape
that
of
one up.
Justice.
Yeah, really nice. And there's multiples in
Oh my
here.
gosh. What is this?
And that one is really nice. So let's see. Here, I'll
Okay,
I'll,
oh no, you're good. You're good.
I'll get one started for you, Adrian, to pry open.
yeah.
I see
All
a
right,
Is
sack
this
of
Artemis?
Do we know what model this is?
I think that's Artemis. Watch Captain Artemis. Yeah. At least it's based off of him. It looks like we've got some custom work in there too.
Here you go.
Yes, that is
I'll
Artemis.
let
That's
you
awesome.
do the
Thank you.
reveal here. Looks like we've got some. Ooh, these look like dreadnought weapons.
Oh, that bodes well.
These look like box dread weapons.
There's so much detail on these Deathwatch models, and it's all just done amazingly.
Oh,
That's
crap.
not a. Oh, that isn't it. That's.
This is Draxus, Inquisitor Draxus, with amazing non-metallic metal. What?
Yeah, the metal on this guy over here is
This
quite
is so
quite strong.
I couldn't. Oh my god. This is like I wish I could paint this well.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing.
So we have to make sure these end up in the correct box, right?
Yes.
Ooh, there's
This is the
some-
box. So here's Draxus. And
Okay.
then look at the Dreadnought. I want to. You want to pass me that Artemis?
Yeah, here's
yeah,
the dreadnought
sure.
also.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing these
Very
posted,
nice.
I think.
Very nice.
my
Like
goodness.
the brushwork on like the
Yeah.
swords
There's
and
the
everything.
Nice
Inquisitor.
fade here too.
Yeah, pretty great.
Hand painted Titan symbol. Jeez.
Going down
This is
here.
crazy work, guys. This
This
is
is-
so well. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna turn down that light. It's
This
kind
is
of
amazing.
blowing out your guys' awesome
Well,
job.
on the computer. Yeah. Okay.
It'll be.
Remember, our
if anything,
TV is awful.
If anything, it'll be brighter on the
Oh
computer.
yeah. You're right.
So let's do this. Hopefully that's a bit
I
better.
want to.
I doubt that's the problem. Let's see. Yeah, see, we need that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I done gone to film school.
Wow,
Oh,
those
so
those were
Jeez.
nice.
So incredible. Let's get the dread on here too. Sorry, Draxus.
Getting upstaged.
Absolutely incredible.
And we have some weapons for the Dreadnought. Yeah, he's fitted. All right, great.
I love it.
Wow.
You guys are amazing and talented people.
Yes.
That's
These,
so
are, these
cool.
are really nice, and I have to say that at
And
least
he's
this
got-
batch, and honestly the other batches as well,
Yeah.
because we've got the guy up here with the Tyranid shield and stuff. They're going to actually look really great together. Which
Yeah.
could,
That's always the question, right? How
a big
cohesive will it be?
that's a big question. This is
Yeah.
going to look. These two guys look great together.
It's gonna work really, really
Yeah.
well. That's awesome.
Really nice.
Just blown away, guys.
And he's got, this Dreadnought's got a Tabletop Titans shoulder pad
Oh
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah. So that is actually hand painted work. If you look really closely, it's actually brushwork. It's
Nice.
really, really nice.
And then his other arm is missing. He doesn't have a gun on it because it's
We
It's
have
all
them here.
magnetized.
It's all
Yeah,
here,
magnetized.
yeah.
The guns are all here.
The fact that they're magnetized is also impressive because I hate magnetizing.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it because I hate doing that work. Gosh, this is so good. So here, let's keep them together in this box.
And one more Time Watch one.
What's
yeah,
that?
this one
least.
is also labeled Titan Watch.
Yep. Oh, even this one's Titan Watch. It just says.
Oh, okay.
It says Adrian Titan Watch.
Very exciting.
All right.
So Adrian, who's going to go up against the Beastclaw Raiders that's going to have some bite back?
I think the Caradron will give you a real run for your money.
Yeah, I don't. That's going to be very different, right?
So if you want a tough time, I can play them.
Yeah, we'll have to try it. Why not?
Yeah. Once I get my once the monsters come out for my Cruel Boys, that'll just be a really fun game. So we'll just have a bunch of monsters. Who's this one from?
This is from Soresco.
Awesome. Oh, this is
and
amazing.
They've included.
Just don't want this again.
Yeah, they've included I don't know. Is it an oath of moment? Is it a deployment directive?
It's a communique essentially.
communique,
so
yeah.
Talus of Prime, Ultimate Sector, and it's all like in the sort of formatting. Ultimate Segmentum, Special Orders, number 2401, 4.3 plus TCP M41.
Okay.
M41's the year,
Okay.
the millennium. Request for a Watch Fortress founding, approved. By order of Watch Commander Mortali and the Ordo Xenos, request to found Watch Fortress Titan in the Sanclarius sector has been approved. We do live in the Sanclarius sector,
Santa Clara.
as in Santa Clara.
Santa Clara.
Oh, nice.
I had to spell out for Zach, but not.
I kind of yeah, I did.
just
No,
curious.
I didn't think about it.
All Battle Brother reinforcements will arrive by 3.1 it's like an abbreviation for like August M41. Name, we're looking at Rodan Blackheart. Rank, Brother Sergeant. Chapter, His Immortal Sons. 18th Legion Salamander Successor. Biographia. Information withheld at the behest of Ordo Chronos Inquisition. Yes, and this is from Cirisco on Discord. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love this.
This model is amazing.
What?
It's got some rocket
Oh.
effects.
It's got a 3D printed stand, which is
Oh my god.
the jets from the backpack.
I love it.
Which is way sturdier than the thing this guy normally comes
This is
on.
amazing.
This is functional and
Eventually,
aesthetic.
yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
This is so good. This is what I want for all the Inceptors.
And the airbrushing
So
on the smoke effects is also top notch.
I love it.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like I feel like they've done an awesome job on the posing as well. Like the legs are not just sort of the stock like boots and stirrups,
Which you're not a fan of.
which I'm not a fan of. The legs look like I actually like the posing of this model. I normally don't like Inceptor models, but this is.
I like the posing. I like the blast.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it's easy to make this blast stuff not look great.
Right.
Yes.
That's right.
Brett and
Yes.
I have scoured the internet for a lot of crisis suit things.
Yep.
And sometimes people put blasts in the crisis suits and they don't always come out great.
Right. Oh
So
my goodness.
this guy's a blood ain't. Oh my gosh. Is it magnetized?
Sorry.
Is it?
It's not.
You
but
guys
it's-
can't see, but he broke the model.
It's also. I'm not sure it's glued. It might have just been press fit.
That's okay because
It's not glued because the Titan logo is not painted, and so I think maybe we're waiting for Titan logo transfers.
Very nice. Here, do you want to switch to front camera?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
No worries.
So this first one is a Blood Angels character. He's got a Blood Angels shoulder pad. This guy is a What is that? That's
Salamanders. Yeah. So if that one was Blood Angel, this is the guy we just read. This is Rodan.
Yeah. So this is Salamanders.
Yeah.
And he's missing an arm again because I think he didn't glue it just intentionally so that we could apply the transfer more easily.
Super into it. Can you pass me that other guy while we're here?
All right, and then there's a third one.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
So this is a squad of 3.
Oh, that's so good.
Squad of 3 Bolter Inceptors.
This guy. Oh my gosh. So this guy has a Venatari head actually in here.
Oh, interesting.
That looks so good. Oh my god.
And I can't get over the blast effect.
I'm so excited for this. Oh my god.
Yeah, and I really like the matte varnish on them too.
Yeah.
All right, so one more, a third Bolt Inceptor.
Yes.
What chapter is that?
Little fire, yellow.
Fire.
Ooh.
What chapter is that?
Let's take a look in.
That's maybe an Adrian question.
Ooh, I don't know that. It looks. What? It looks custom. Or, like, I've never seen the design. It doesn't look custom because it looks super, super clean.
We'll show you guys here. It's a yellow background with, like, a black flame.
Gosh. Oh, my goodness. It looks so good. I'm, like...
Well, definitely would like to
lost
know
for words, guys.
where these blast things are from.
I know these are from... I can find it.
That's a cool workaround
called?
for a model that has a flight stand that it comes with that I think is not super great.
No, it's transformative, honestly.
Yeah.
Soresco says it was glued and I broke it. So.
Oh, that is true.
Sorry.
That's okay because Brett is super great at gluing things.
Yeah.
And
like
and
above
they also
average
say
great
that
at it.
this is their custom chapter.
Okay.
This logo.
I love it. So good.
Awesome that a unit of 3 was sent, since they can be a unit of 3.
Yeah.
Awesome to include the custom chapter,
Yeah.
along with the Blood Angels and Salamanders.
Well, we can include them in a number of ways. Yeah, we can take them in the squads of 3. Also, the Indomitor kill teams, you want at least one Inceptor, so you can fall back and shoot. You need a little flying guy in there, so they're going to be very multi-purpose in this army, which is awesome.
Yeah, the blast things are transformative. It changes the model.
Yep.
It makes the model almost look like a small little monster.
Yeah.
Kind of feel.
And
They
are
feel
small
bigger in a
little
good
monsters.
way. Yeah.
I love it. I really want to get a bunch of these.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Soresco.
Yeah, amazing.
I'll open this one now.
We have a couple more.
We do have a couple
Is this
more.
Titan Watch?
I think it's just a package. It could be Titan Watch.
It is from, yeah.
So can we keep
my guess
these
is that it
together?
is.
And then those
yeah.
ones, can you put
Let me
those
put
ones
these
in
back.
this box here? Thank y'all. I really don't want to mix them up
In
until...
which box,
Is this-
Adrian?
that was over here.
Okay.
Okay.
Zach, can you handle these
Yes.
models in that box?
Is that just like a regular package?
I don't think so.
Remember last week we just like we almost opened up just some of Brian's mail.
It was just like from Amazon or something, right?
Yeah. All right. So this is from Noah. Most excellent. And awesome. I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
I think it's fine to read. Transmission 2, Watchmaster, redacted. Who's the Watchmaster?
I don't know.
We can have that fight another day. From High Priest Hyperion Grave Warden. Hyperion, Watchmaster, it has been passed to me that you need reinforcements for your watch chamber after receiving heavy losses to the Tyranid infestation. We are a small chapter in our own right, but our gene seed is strong and we are sons of Dorn. I approve. This actually explains a lot now. So I have had chosen from our ranks 5 of our most capable combatants from our Reaver units to join your crusade against the Xenos filth. Super into it. They shall be
Reavers,
dispatched to your cause with haste. Let their skills be put to the test and their might shown. For we are the celestial comets. We are the wall that moves forward, and we shall hold the line till the end of time. Transmission end. Vino. This is amazing.
Reavers
Is
are
this
cool.
from Vino?
I'm excited to see Reavers.
I think so, yeah.
actually.
I apologize for anyone I added your human names, but... All right, so let's take a look. I love, dude, Reavers are so cool. Oh my goodness.
And then I'll prep this guy.
Yes. Oh, that's so cool. So he's taken the shoulder pads from Sigmar models, ones that have
from
comment on it.
The Comet?
Stormcast.
The Stormcast.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
Interesting.
so good.
I haven't seen as much crossover between Sigmar
It's
and
really
Marines
smart.
as I like Macy.
It actually works really well. People need to get on it. Oh my gosh, I love this. Oh, it's so good. I love these Reaver
Yeah,
models.
these are
man.
nice.
So good.
These
And
are
we got,
nice.
again, some hand-painted Titan symbols on the side.
Throw those on the camera.
Yeah.
Yes. It was Celestial Comets, right?
Yes.
Celestial Comets. So good.
There's a few more here.
Actually,
It's a
look
squad
at this
of
guy.
5.
Do they pose like that normally? Looks so sick.
I don't know.
The squad of 5 is actually really nice too, because we don't have to like will we get like 4 Reavers or 3
I
Reavers
know.
in the end? Like I have no idea. So just having the 5 that we know we can immediately use, amazing. Thank you so much, Vino. This is incredible.
Yeah, these guys look great.
I do appreciate that they're Sons of Dorn as
Some
well.
great models.
I love it. The hand-painted Titan symbols are epic.
Really nice touch.
So, did we open this?
Not yet. I just cracked it.
He
see what
didn't
this
trust you
is.
with the knife.
Why don't you
Yeah.
deal with this?
Oh boy.
This looks like
And I'll-
it's large.
Let's do a front cam so
I'll
they can see how
interact
large
with,
it is.
I'll interact with this, and Adrian can interact with this.
Oh, I will interact
He
with
gets,
the
he
paper.
gets to read the card.
Titan Watch donation. This is from Christopher on Discord. I don't want to.
Oh my gosh. This looks like a Land Raider.
Oh my god. It does have a Land Raider shape, which I'm confused because there's a flight stand.
This
Is it the fabled flying
The
Land
flying
Raider?
Land Raider?
there's something around here can these
Oh
parts
my gosh,
can fly,
look at
that's
this.
for
This is so good.
sure. Ooh.
You guys probably can't see it from there, but
It's a whole
Let me tell you, it's
printed
amazing.
document.
this is a long one. I don't know if I can read this whole thing here, but
This guy suffered some battle damage in transit.
it's so good.
Will require gluing skills as well.
So we have a couple things. This Land Raider.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing this on the
This is
Discord.
the Interceptor, yeah.
Yeah, so for the Land Raider, this is Mortius Prime Land Raider, designation Ferrum Titanicus, chapter Iron Hands. Former lead transport in the 2nd Battle Group and responsible for carrying HQ and troop personnel into the battle, firing weapons at hard enemy targets. Talks about kind of some custom work on the side, from excessive overheating and coil burnouts after intense firefights. I love it.
Interesting.
They don't have the plates on it. That's so cool.
Yep.
Again, we'll probably make all of this like publicly
wow.
accessible, but for now, I'm just
Yeah.
going to read through it. Then we also have the Stormhawk. It says Mortius Prime Stormhawk Interceptor, designation Nightfire. That's dope. And this is also from Iron Hands. It's from the same chapter, right? No matter the pilot, the internal systems run by the machine spirit lead the Interceptor through skies filled with flak guns and jet planes intent on its destruction. That's amazing. So there's been 7 different pilots that have flown this, and they've all had to kind of bow out from extensive injuries. But the ship itself has always come through and survived. That's amazing.
I love it.
And then lastly, may the God Emperor look after these special machines as the call of the Archmagos for hyper-specialized vehicles to enter service as per the request of the new Ordo Xenos Titan Watch assembles to protect the Imperium. Amazing. This is so cool.
I love this kit, and you don't actually see it a lot.
No, it's a gorgeous kit.
Both it makes this and both the Storm Talon, right?
It does indeed, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the like somewhat more elegant one. It has a more aerodynamic feel to it.
But I
like them both,
I
but-
love Imperial flyers for how bulky and
Yeah,
chunky they still are.
they can. So good.
The edge highlighting is great. These look great. I love purple and black.
Yep.
This
Yeah,
is
this
so good.
this looks great.
I'm really impressed. Also, yeah, all this purple is like matching.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was asked what color, and then I wasn't very helpful. So it seems like you guys figured
You
it
just
out.
said purple,
Yeah, I think there was an effort to standardize the purples.
which is big.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woof. So
My gosh.
thank you guys so much. Again, let's make sure. Let me get those back.
Yep.
So we can keep them together. So the Celestial Comets from Vino. We can just
Vino's-
put them on top of his thing.
Vino's Reavers.
Let's put those here. I have an extra. No, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Do that. And then.
Or is this the Land Raider?
Last
Land
game
Raider.
goes with the Land Raider.
Sorry, just a second, guys. I really want to keep them together.
Yeah.
I'm apologizing to chat.
Okay.
Now you're doing great.
Just a second, guys.
You
I really
just keep doing what you're
want to
doing.
keep.
This is
I really
great.
want to keep them together as I pack them in a box.
Yeah.
No, guys, together.
All looks amazing. There, folks are asking who's going to be forced to play against the Death Watch.
I know. I'm like, I don't think anyone's allowed to beat it at the first game out.
Well, I mean, we've got a lot of Xenos armies.
We
in
do
the
have
studio.
a lot of Xenos.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I hear Zach loves to play against Death Watch with his Tau.
Or with a Siriani that's like a spell thing.
there you
It's
go.
like an anti
Or Tyranids or
Orcs
yeah.
or Drukhari.
We got-
We make John play against them.
Yeah,
We've
maybe that
got-
would be good.
Yeah, John's favorite army is Drukhari. Your favorite army is Orcs,
Yeah.
Adrian. Your favorite army is either Tower Eldar.
We've got a lot of
Like
Xenos.
we're all Xenos
Bunch of dang
fans.
Xenos players.
Yeah.
What's wrong
A
with
bunch
us?
of, bunch of dirty Xenos players. Yeah.
Well, honestly, thank you guys so much.
That was
It's-
great.
It's overwhelming the amount of goodwill that we're
It's amazing.
receiving.
Yeah.
So thank you. All right, we do have some super chats, so let's get into them. If you guys do have any questions, feel free to ask. For as long as we're sitting here on this couch, or that couch.
Thank you, Trayland. This first one, he asked to save for mail time. Hey guys, so last Saturday when I finished up Baja Belly, I realized I only had 20 minutes before the last shipping business closed near me. I totally blanked on any kind of note or letter in the box. Right now I'm an apprentice mechanic and would like to be able to paint commission on the side. This project doubles as confidence and learning while letting me thank you guys for all you do. Any critique are welcome.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. I know shipping is a pain, and I've done that many times with
Yeah.
sending stuff to people like clients or customers or whatever, and like it happens.
So I wonder if maybe Trayland is assuming that Baja Belly has arrived. I don't think Baja Belly has arrived.
No, I think not arrived. I don't know.
Not
Yeah,
arrived.
so it hasn't arrived here yet.
Okay.
Rest assured, we'll discuss it and critique it when it gets here. We're super excited,
And
that
ooh and
one,
ah over it.
what we will probably do, we will, because I know Baja Belly's for Bridger naturally. We'll wait, if we get it, we'll wait until he's back, and so he's at Charity Hammer this weekend. So it'll be probably next Thursday, to be honest.
Yeah.
So don't even worry about the shipping because we'll probably wait to open it then, anyways.
No, just
yeah.
just be confirmed in case he's watching, and shows that he did get it at home, like it arrived. Is that there is a Bridger one over here that we didn't open?
You're right.
So
Let me see if there's a name we can recognize.
yeah,
You're right, you're right.
So there's a Bridger one
I
here.
totally forgot.
Trailing just in case, like
Yep, it's right here.
okay.
Oh,
So we do
alright.
have. So if you're wondering, it says it was delivered. It
My
was
bad.
delivered. We're gonna wait for Bridger.
It
Yeah.
was delivered. Yeah, we'll open it. We'll open it once Bridger's back.
Cool. That solves the mystery. We're like, it says it's for Bridger, we'll just wait. Could be
Yeah.
like underwear or something.
He gets sent here, of course.
That'd be so weird.
All right, great. Thank you, man with the iron beard. Hey Titans, choosing between Reapers and Tzeentch as a first AOS army, I play Necrons, Sisters, and Death Guard in 40k, which embodies the unique elements of AOS 3.0 more. Reapers versus Tzeentch. What is it? What is Reapers? That's
Bone
Reapers, yeah.
Osiarch.
Yeah.
that's the
Berserk Bone Reapers.
skeletons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll say this. The Bone Reapers are in a weird place because they don't use command points. They have their own
This is
system.
right. Yeah.
That was sort of like the new command system before it existed. They generate a bunch of points. Like I just played them on Sunday, right, against them, and he was like 7 to 9 of his points every single turn, and they can only be used on Osiarch Bone Reaper stuff, basically. That are many of them. There's like ones that are unique to each kind of unit, and then there's ones that are kind of like the older command abilities, general command abilities. And they're in a weird place because you can't use any of the new stuff. You can't do all-out defense, all-out attack, blah, blah, blah. Another problem with them currently is their army is designed to be able to repeat multiple command abilities multiple times. Kind of like the Nighthaunt thing, where it's like, your cavalry have a ability that they're supposed to use. But because it's
Right.
the same as a command ability now, or it always was now, it's because there's a limit. If you have 2 units of cavalry, only one of them gets to actually like perform properly.
Yeah.
So now this
bummer.
definitely needs an FAQ, and it very well may be answered soon. But they're in kind of a weird place right now where they really don't play the new edition. They
Yeah.
play their own game, which is fine, but I wouldn't say it's the most representative. So currently, until there's an FAQ, I'd lean towards Tzeentch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Fresh Cobains. Guppies when?
Yeah, Zach. You need to talk to Brian.
Guppies, look, Guppies is a Brian project. I even though it happened in a nightmare/dream of mine, it was Brian.
Yeah.
It's Brian's IP.
Yeah.
So it's really Brian's
go
call.
after
Yeah, he
It's
might,
Brian's project.
it's a Brian project. And he's busy, but he's playing. He's not playing here as much right now, and so maybe he's got time for Guppies.
Maybe it was like a forewarning of the first time he comes back.
He's coming back
And he's
with
like been away
guppies.
from 40K for a little bit, and he's like, guys, guppies. Like, it's gonna happen.
Got this great idea.
Oh, guppies, right? Because so my thing is that like Brian might just be playing with Zara. Maybe they're just playing
Sure.
guppies, right?
Yeah.
And so he's gonna come back and he's just gonna be like, guppies.
Got a great
This
idea,
is what I've
guys.
been playing. He's
No
like,
more
so
40K.
good. Yeah.
We're nixing 40K.
I can't keep up with the meta, so guppies.
We're Guppies channel.
We're guppies channel. Yeah.
You only heard it here first. Guppy Titans.
Thanks, Matthew. I'm starting Beasts of Chaos. What is your cool or competitive pick for some big baddies?
Oh my gosh, there's so many cool ones from Beast of Chaos. I just brought the battle tome in today, actually, so we can have it. It's right here.
I actually don't know this line.
They have amazing models.
Right now, this is like notoriously maybe the most left behind army,
Yeah, it's not very good,
is my understanding. But
but it's definitely cool.
my guess is they're also due maybe for some new models.
So do they have the Shaggoth in this army?
It did in
Right.
Warhammer Fantasy Battles.
Right, that's the thing. So they have a bunch of cool things. One, I love the terrain.
Minotaurs and
Yeah, they have Minotaurs, which are like kind of troll size.
Yeah.
But then the Shaggoth is like bigger-ish.
monster. Yeah.
Doom Bull.
Oh, but they
There
also
he
have like
is.
the
Dragon
Jabberwock.
Ogre Shaggoth.
I like the Shaggoth. That would be my top pick. But this army is all about big models, right? They have like the Jabberslythe.
The
which
Jabberslythe is a strong
It's super cool.
looking model. I will say that I think that this army, the Chimera this army looks like it's got a lot like what a lot of AOS stuff does, where it's got a foot in early 2000s and a foot in
Yes.
2010.
Definitely. Well, a lot of it is from that era. And
Yeah.
when this came out, they only made the terrain piece, I think, is the only new model. But it's cool because they added all the Zangor stuff in there. Like,
stuff.
I actually really like this army.
Yeah.
This is a really cool army.
Yeah.
We were talking about Warhammer Fantasy earlier in the stream. Back when I played regularly with my friend group in Michigan before I moved out here, one of my regular opponents played Beasts of Chaos, and so I routinely got my butt kicked by Beasts of Chaos, and I have some PTSD around it. So honestly, like the skirmishing.
cool.
What are the little guys?
Little guys, the Bestigors?
Bestigors,
Yeah.
They skirmished, and they were like basically better than my skirmishers.
Right.
And they
Yeah.
could come around like out from behind your lines, like ambush off the table.
Skirmish was a nightmare in fantasy. I have memories of like my Goblin Wolf archers just riding circles around my brother's lizard men because he had these big blocks that just couldn't turn fast enough
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
receive them. They also have the cockatrice. That's another good one too.
Yeah.
Classic model.
Some of the models are really nice.
And let's not forget the endless spells.
The endless spells are
Ugh.
cool. The bull,
God.
the flaming bull,
This is such a cool army.
super cool.
Thank you, Crypt Shadow. So how many dragons do you think Brian is going to buy? I still have a bunch of Ultramarines and Stormcast to paint, but those dragons are tempting me.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
They look great.
Not if we don't beat them to it. we might make an alliance with him.
I did toss out an idea to Adrian
Yeah.
that I think I might be able to con him into, which is a dragon and Kragnos
Yeah.
painting session.
I was like a little, not lukewarm on it, but not sure. Because it was like, we'll have like the one dragon, we'll have play with the Stormcast, which we
Right.
have. But then I'm like, okay, now there's Dragon Riders too? And like, look, the studio could totally get this army.
Yeah.
I think our only the only chance we have is Brian. When he moved, he took like 3,000 points of hobby projects to work on.
Yes.
And none of that was dragons because they hadn't come out yet.
This is true.
So he's like got a lot of hobby projects that he's in theory working on.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll think that he has to get through those before he buys dragon. Never mind.
One can hope.
right. Thank you, Brandon. I'm running a chapter champion with Warlord traits Champion of Humanity and Imperium Sword. Which sword should I give him? Blade of Triumph or the Burning Blade? How do you think he will perform?
So let me look up the Blade of Triumph. We probably all know the Burning Blade. It's high AP.
And what does Champion of Humanity do? I'm familiar with Imperium Sword Warlord trait.
That's a good question as well. You know, I was going to try to use the 40K app, but that's just, I'm going to grab the codex.
All right.
Yeah.
And does it say what chapter this is in? No.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Presumably a melee chapter.
Yeah, it's the wrong two people. We don't know. Well, you're starting to.
Yeah, I'm getting there with Space Marines.
I know nothing about Space Marines. I've
All right.
seen some of these words before.
Yeah. Let's see. So, are you familiar with meat fists?
Sure.
All right. Well, we can answer Daniel's question then while Adrian's looking up Brandon's. Thank you, Daniel. I'm starting a meat fists army. Can you co-sign 2 tyrants, 1 slaughtermaster, and 24 gluttons for a 1,500 point army?
Cosign.
Can you?
Is this like one of those math questions?
It might be a misspelling. Can you?
What the heck is a meat fist army?
Meat Fist is one of the Ogre Maul tribes.
Yeah.
Daniel,
amazing.
if you're around, let us know if cosine is right. That sounds like math. And
I think it's a misspelling. I think he's just asking, can you bring all of those things in a 1,500 point army?
Yeah. 24 gluttons. That's amazing.
Gluttons are like the basic ogre troops.
I think
They are troops.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're battle line.
yeah. Well, I could pull it up on Battle Scribe and see what this looks like. I don't exactly know what you mean by
Cosine.
cosine.
All right, so Adrian's researching one question. Zach's researching another.
Okay.
Oh, you're
I'm
going to
gonna
invest even
answer
further?
a third. Arata, thank you very much. How are T-Sons or Grey Knights coming along for this weekend? Good job, boys.
Thank you.
They are coming along great.
They are. They are.
Yeah, Zach has been working like a madman. And Adrian,
And not a lot on T-Sons quite
No,
yet.
he hasn't, actually.
But a little bit. A little bit, yeah.
and Adrian as well
I'm working on the ones for this weekend.
for this weekend.
Because we're going to do, so we're going to be using Zach's Thousand Suns army from 30K. So they're going to be in this really nice red. They look amazing. And then what I'm doing right now is I'm painting up like the sorcerers and the kind of things that we kind of need to make them actually into 40K. And then also like I want to run some Enlightened and stuff like that on discs. And so I have those like battle ready, not stream ready.
Okay.
So those need a bit of touching up, but I've been working on basically the characters,
Yep.
kind of buff up so that we have the list that we want to run for Saturday.
Yeah.
And then we'll be both furiously working on the rest of them so that we have lots of options to play by next
Right.
Saturday.
Yeah, so this weekend it'll sort of be a combination of Zach's 30K will sort of be the troops and the bulk of the models, and then Adrian will fill in with some new acquisitions for characters, and we'll cobble it together to make a compelling 40K army in the new book.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
Daniel has obviously done his homework, and in chat they're saying cosine. Maybe he means, do you think it'll work?
Oh, I see, yeah.
So it is exactly 1,500 points what he listed,
Great.
which means he's done his homework. He already knew the answer to that. I will say this: I don't know quite enough about the non-Beastclaw Raider ogres yet to answer this. This is a Bridger question. He's been that's him. He's doing that side of the book. I'm doing the other side of the book.
Sure.
But I think from my experience with these guys so far, which is very little, Daniel, I will say. So Adrian can probably answer this more. I don't know enough about what these guys, the Gluttons and the Maul tribes in general, are in a weaker spot than the stuff I used.
Sure.
The Beastclaw Raiders.
That's true.
This is a slow army. It's a very slow army.
Yeah.
It's very slow. And then the other thing, I'm kind of looking here, I'd have to see if you're getting any bravery buffs, which I think you are from the Tyrant. And also if you had the Maul Pot, it's kind of fun.
Mop Hot. Mop Hot's
Yeah.
awesome.
I don't know. Do you know anything about these guys?
Not much, no.
Nope. we gotta ask
can-
Bridger.
I think we should co-sign on this regardless. 'Cause
They
it sounds
do have a
super
command. The Tyrant does have a command ability that you don't have to take a battle shock test. Instead, you just take D3 mortal wounds, which for a unit with these guys, I think have 5 wounds each.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's not bad.
weird.
Like you're not going to lose guys because of that.
Right.
That's like my concern so far with the army is battle shock can be not great.
Which is why the bravery thing is really important.
The bravery
The
thing is
+2
important.
the
That's
+2
the way
bravery.
intelligence, I guess,
Yeah.
shows up. Yeah.
That's right. It's just weird because you only really want that if you're failing in 2 spots. Because the first one you would just auto pass for 1 CP anyways and take no mortal wounds.
Yeah.
Another one you're spending a command point to take 2/3. So it's like a worse version, which is good when you need to.
Might be a bubble.
auto-pass with
It
2.
might also be a bubble.
Right.
So same idea, right? If it's for 2 or more units.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're going to have multiple of these big units, then that becomes more interesting, which is cool.
One of the things like I for my army, if somebody's like pestering me and they're fast, I can run them down. This army wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
So if something is kind of shooty or is casting a spell on you and saying, "Hey, I'm not going to go anywhere near those guys. I don't want to." Yeah, sure, you can go and be on an objective, obviously, but you're never going to run anyone down with this army.
I'm sorry they're not going 15 inches, Zach.
Yeah, they're
I don't
not
think you
going.
can play any other Sigmar armies after this.
Yeah.
You're like, it's good, but it doesn't move 15 inches. So.
Do gluttons have a shooting attack? Because maybe that's the answer. Is to
No.
because there's lead belchers, right, which are like the shooty guys.
That's the shooty infantry.
Because maybe if you're slow and you're ogres, maybe that's the answer is to like bring shooty ogres. They're probably not very good. But
Yeah, it's different build than this.
yeah.
It looks like no.
No. Okay.
All right, so we're just rolling back up the super chat. So back to Brandon about the company champion. So a couple things. So company champion, for those of you who are not familiar, is it's the chapter command character that doesn't really get taken, doesn't quite make the cut. Not to say that he's not good, because he's cool. He's just very specialized. He's generally good at killing characters. So he fights first against characters, or if he's in engagement range of a character. And he can heroically intervene 6 inches, which is cool. So he always does that no matter what. And he also doesn't take up a slot if you have... don't worry about that. Anyways, and so what we're looking at is Imperium Sword, which is, of course, the classic reroll charges, and then +1 to strength on attack on if they charged.
Yep.
Versus Champion of Humanity, which basically doubles down on going against characters. So if you're engagement range of a character, +1 attack, +1 to hit, +1 to wound.
Oh my gosh.
So it makes them extra good against when they're next to characters.
Yeah.
It's tough because you're sort of doubling down on a thing that is already kind of niche. So if you're comfortable getting him in there and saying he's just going to be good when you have characters, and that's great. Otherwise, Imperium Sword is like, do you want to be more general?
No, he's saying both of those.
No, because these are both warlord traits.
Yeah. Can't you give Space Marine characters 2 warlord traits?
No. Only if the second warlord trait has to be from a chapter, like a chapter-specific warlord trait, because they have a strat that says you can have a second warlord trait that's from this thing.
Well, he's saying he's running both. So first off, Brandon, sounds like that's illegal.
Yeah, I don't think it works.
Okay.
Which
so then
sword?
the next question is, which sword should I get in?
Blade of Triumph or the Burning Blade. So as we said, Burning Blade, high AP, does that usual stuff. The other one, the Blade of Triumph, is so we upgrade them to Chapter Champion. This is the Chapter upgrades, right? So that default gives you -1 to be hit in melee, cool. And then it gives you rerolling wounds against characters. And then this model has an attack characteristic of 5 and a leadership of 9. So first of all, just to quickly come back to this point of a Champion of Humanity, you're already rerolling to wound against characters. I don't think you need a +1 to wound in addition, which means, okay, +1 attack is good, +1 to hit is good, but you're also already getting +1 attack from Imperium Sword. So I'm kind of more and more come back to just take Imperium Sword. Now, back to this question. Blade of Triumph, +3 strength, -3 AP, flat 3 damage. I like this better than Burning Blade.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah. So that was a very in-depth version, but that's
He's going to be great at killing characters. I guess the question is, like, if you come up against a lot of beatstick characters, and you have to ask yourself, like, what the delivery mechanism is also, because it sounds like he's on foot.
I wish if you give him a jump pack.
Could give him a jump pack. Yeah.
No, you can't though.
This is the problem with, I'm just starting Black Templars. Is the problem with the Emperor's Champion, which is like a similar version to this guy. Is he's a Space Marine on foot, and so you're like, yeah, if I get the charge off with my on foot dude against your Hive Tyrant or your, you're not going to charge Mortarion and win, but like
you're going to get it.
There's this also surprisingly large number of things that you wouldn't, like a Lehman Russ Tank Commander has the character keyword. And so like
That's true.
If you find something that like is not a traditional fighty character, you're still just gonna punch it real hard.
Yeah, and it's good. So the +1 to wound, the rerolling wound would be good against Mortarion, because normally you're actually wounding him on 5s or maybe 6s. So you would actually be wounding Mortarion on 4s rerollable with this guy, which would be pretty sweet. So So, it's not without merit.
Yep.
And he is just going to go in the middle of the board and sit there anyway. So
Yeah. So against those matchups, it's useful.
Daniel, I will add real quick. I told you that I think that army's slow. You should get some Mournfangs. You can take them in normal ogres.
Cool.
Get like 2 units. Yeah. Honestly, pick up the Beastclaw Star Collecting box. Because you get 4 Mournfangs and you get riders.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can all go in that army.
It's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. We got through all of our back
Yeah. We
super
wrapped them up.
chats. Thank you, Jacob. I just bought a Be'lakor because the model is dope.
Yes.
What else do you suggest I get for AOS to be competitive, to be as competitive as I can make him?
Awesome. Pink Horrors. Pink Horrors, Pink Horrors, Pink Horrors.
Yep. If you want to be competitive, Pink Horrors are where it's at right now.
Zinch is kind of where it's at right now for Chaos, yeah?
Yeah, well, and in this case, to run Be'lakor, I think if you want to run Be'lakor, you run his faction, which is all about these basic demons. It's about summoning. It's about just this endless hordes of demons, and they all can save your protocols basically for him on 4+. So it just gives them an egregious amount of wounds. Like the whole army can save your protocols for him essentially. And so I think pinks are the way to go, and so that army, it's about the basic demons. So pink horrors and bloodletters and demonettes and stuff like that. But pinks are, for me, the games that I played with that faction have been just the absolute all-stars.
Yeah, and we played a game with Be'lakor and Pink Horrors at the launch of AOS 3.
Yeah, it was this army. Yeah.
It was basically what Adrian's describing, and you can go back and watch that, and it was pretty egregious. Yeah,
it was so cool.
They never died.
I think it's awesome. Glad you're getting into AOS, Jacob.
All right, thank you, Sleepy Gary. Heyo Titans, what are some AOS armies you recommend to a new player, either because they are cheap, easy to learn, or just straight up fun?
Oh, well.
Yeah, the Beastclaw Raiders. I mean, what you saw on the table today is 2 Star Collecting boxes. The big monster from another Star Collecting box. It's a good deal.
It's like $200 for the whole army, right?
Yeah, you can pretty much get an army for, let's say, in between $2 and $250.
Yeah, like that never happens.
So pretty easy to learn. Just run and smash into things. As I poked around and looked at other codexes, it seems like kind of getting your head around how to build an army can be a little iffy in AOS.
Yeah, 3.0 especially.
Yeah, there's a lot of different books. Some things from every codex have been invalidated, all the War Scroll battalions.
Yeah.
What else is easy? What else is easy and cheap?
I mean, we did Gargants in a day, but I don't know. Gargants is a pretty specific thing. Maybe it's not your thing to play giants.
And Beastclaw Raiders could be too. It's a little unique to have an army that's like 12 models.
That's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
The giants will be easy to get into. Cheap wise, it's always tough doing the math because those are really expensive models.
They are.
Like one and a half of those is the same as the whole Beastclaw army.
Yeah, they're very expensive.
What else?
There's some good Star Collecting boxes for AOS. Some of them seem a little better, a little more well thought out than some of the 40K ones, I think.
Yeah, that's true. I avoid obviously any armies with summoning because that's complexity and that's cost. So like all the Chaos armies, really expensive.
Because you have to go buy more things to summon.
Yeah, exactly. I think Edeneth are pretty good because they're semi-elite.
The Sylvaneth box looks like it's pretty.
It's good value.
Again, same thing. Buy
value.
2, buy 3, you're done.
Yeah,
maybe.
Well, more than that, but yeah.
Okay.
So and Sylvaneth, you're talking about the trees?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Oh, you said Sylvaneth.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I was saying Edeneth.
Edeneth. I don't know. Sorry.
Okay, now you're saying Sylvaneth separately. Sorry,
2
I
or 3
misheard
Sylvaneth boxes.
Yeah.
Looks like it might be close to what you need. You do some Tree Lord Ancients and you do.
Yeah. They do have summoning, unfortunately. Like Alariel just comes with 20 Dryads.
Oh. Well, don't get Alario quite yet.
All right, thank you, Forest Gray. Bought recently Dominion to get into some Cruel Boys Crumpin', but those sweet Stormcast models kept catching my eye. Now I play both. TLDR, GW wins.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, at least all his box sets will be good for you, right?
Yeah, we all win because cool models.
So cool.
Also, Stormcasts are going to be like the Marines. They've been in every box so far.
It feels like it. Last time it was them versus Nighthaunt.
Yeah, so Maybe that's going to happen.
Yeah. It was them versus Korn, them versus Nighthaunt, now them versus Cruel Boys.
Yeah.
So you'll be ready for 4th edition too.
And if your gaming group is light on AOS, now you've got a loaner army to give to your friends so that they can play.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Thank you, Justin. Also, how do you guys feel about OBR? I'm really enjoying running them as crematorians.
Yeah, so crematorians I've heard is kind of the good chapter to run. OBR is OCR Bone Reapers again.
Yeah.
So you probably heard my earlier spiel about them, Justin, but I think they're such a cool faction, and you got to think there's going to be an FAQ coming that kind of makes them work. I don't have confidence that there's something coming to fix Nighthaunt other than just more rules in the future that rewrite them. But OCR Bone Reapers, as like a pretty new faction, I imagine they're going to have to do some FAQs on that. So they're super cool, and hopefully that FAQ comes soon or something. I don't know. I don't know what the crematorians do. I just know that they are kind of a good thing to do. And yes, that's the name of their chapter.
I mean, it's appropriate.
It's cool, like a scheme too, because they're kind of like ashen and like blackened and have like a red.
I can imagine.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin, again. Hey, Titans, I missed the game. Can't wait to watch it back later. What are the 8 in lore, and what models would I need to play? Them, and what else would be good to take with them?
So what's the 8?
The 8 are like Farsight's BFFs. So he's got like a super team that when he drops into a planet, they like come with him, and they've been fighting together for a long time, and they have this synergy, and they can sort of read each other's minds. They're like they're like the Avengers. They're like they've all got a specialty. They all do a thing, and they like have been fighting together for so long. They bounce laser beams off of Captain America's shield and shoot the Hive Tyrant from across the field. So so that idea is like really attractive, is really interesting to a lot of folks.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in 9th Ed, currently they don't play super great, but that should absolutely not stop you from busting them out. They are, as the name implies, 8 models. They're all have the character keyword, even though some of them.
I was going to count what you need. When you're ready to start counting.
You need 8 models.
Well, you get Farsight.
There's a bunch of drones as well. Yeah, so Farsight.
You need a missile side.
You need a missile broadside, that's Oblatai.
You need a Riptide.
You need a Riptide.
And the rest are crisis suits.
They're all commanders, yeah.
Is one of them, is there a Cold Star?
I don't think so.
And is there a Iridium armor?
Yeah, there's a mix of like Iridium, Crisis, and Enforcer. I don't think any of them are Cold Stars.
So you need the Farsight model.
Yeah.
You need a Riptide.
Yeah.
You need a missile side. And you need, that one we'd have to check, but commanders or crisis suits.
Right. Yeah.
Where could someone find the rules for all this?
They're in the Psychic Awakening, Greater Good book.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're all very specific. They specifically tell you what they're equipped with, and their loadouts are like weirdly suboptimal. It's like
Always.
2 flamers and a plasma rifle on like a BS2 model.
Never what you'd want to take.
Yeah. And so their loadouts are weirdly suboptimal, but they have just enough, a sprinkling of like just enough unique special rules on top of these suboptimal loadouts, combined with the fact that you have models that are not normally characters in the game. For example, a Riptide is not normally a character.
Yeah.
But he has a character keyword because he's in the 8. And so you can like character block for this. Well, he has more than
everyone else.
But the broadside.
But the broadside, you normally can't character block for broadside. And the broadside is probably the broadside and the Riptide are like the 2 best.
Yeah.
And they just like make up for all the fact that like all the other commanders are sort of suboptimal.
Weirdly
right?
armed,
Yeah.
Now, in 8th edition, Brian was of the opinion that the best way to try to make this work, it's difficult, was to literally just take more commanders and maybe some 2-man drones.
Yeah.
What do you think of that now? How would you try, like if you were to try to make this work, what would you add to this to make it, because it's not 2,000 points.
Right, it's I think 1250 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And so the problem is in 8th Ed, the 2-man and every one of these characters comes with a 2-man drone squad.
Yeah.
So it actually is like 8 commanders and 16 drones.
The 8 and the 16.
Yeah. And And so in 8th edition, those 2-man drone squads could character block for all the characters. And so it was this super weird army to play against because you couldn't shoot anything because all of the things you wanted to shoot were behind 2-man drone squads. And so you just brought even more characters and even more 2-man drone squads, and it just became this like, your opponent just didn't know how to fight against it. Now in 9th, those 2-man drone squads can't character block, and this is one of the biggest downsides to the 8 and 9th is that you need things to character block for all your characters. And so that's what I would recommend bringing. Like the best things to character block in the Tau Codex right now are probably Ghost Keels, or because your army wants to be getting up close anyway, and you don't, and OBSEC is now important again, Breachers. So bringing up, and Breachers are really good in Farsight. So a bunch of Breachers, maybe a few Ghost Keels, and
You're almost out of points.
and as many 2-man drone squads.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. You only have 750 points left, and so I don't. I've seen versions of the 8 which are just all troops. You just bring 750 points of troops, and you just walk your 60 or 70
fireworks
T3 bodies up the field, and you use them to character block for you. But
no, that's not why I would play the 8.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you for that answer. Such a cool.
It's a cool project, and hopefully when they get a new book, Tau get a new book, they'll get some love.
They're a modeler's dream. I'll say that.
Yeah, for sure.
And painters.
All right. Thank you, Brandon. Hey, Titans. My chapter champion is in Iron Hands, which has Paragon of Iron pregame strat, which allows me to run 2 warlord traits for him. Okay, so this explains how he was getting 2 warlord traits on.
Good. I'm still gonna check it,
champion.
but Paragon of Iron, because I'm pretty sure that means you can take an Iron Hands warlord trait. That's again, all of those chapters have a warlord trait or a strat that lets you take a warlord trait from that faction. So you may have just missed it, but also or
maybe the Iron Hands one is unique. Yeah.
But Iron Hands is cool because he'll be also super tough too, which is awesome.
Yeah. Hey Titans, this is from Kaldorf. Thank you, Kaldorf.
Hey.
Glad to catch the Q&A live at last. So almost everyone has an AOS army. What are Brett and John gonna play? Also, Titan Warcry tournament. I am leaning towards Fire Slayers. I played Wood Elves in Warhammer Fantasy Battles, we talked about earlier, and there is no sort of direct analog in AOS right now, but Fire Slayers are super interesting to me. The like Dwarf Slayer unit that you could bring in a Dwarves unit back in Warhammer Fantasy Battle days was like the sort of my second favorite. And the Fire Slayers is basically an army of that. So I'm excited to check those out. I haven't gotten the book yet. I haven't read about them yet, but just sort of like browsing the range. There you go.
All
right.
It's literally shrink wrap still.
Cool. Well, I'm going to open it and read it right now while you tell us about Iron Hands.
What are we going to make John play?
What are we going to play?
I was going to say, first of all, I just want to comment. I love you playing Fire Slayers because just like Zach, this is the least Brett army I could probably think of.
Why?
Because it's just like a bunch of naked wild dudes. And you're like Brett, Like you have such a different temperament, which is hilarious. And like Zach's playing Destruction, like the gross like ogre guys, and he always plays goody guys. So like you guys are like coming out of your shells, It's good.
I do like Destruction. Like I like in Magic, I like red stuff.
I like breaking things.
Red and green are cool. It's like big dumb idiots. Like
exactly.
Says. It's fun.
I think it's a very different way of thinking than Tau or
You're almost intentionally looking for something different.
Right, exactly.
Which is
like
cool.
I want to play an army that's always being charging.
Age of Sigmar is kind of like going to like Vegas. Like you could be someone different for a weekend. You just like go.
It totally is.
What happens in the old world stays.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the old world.
Mortal Realms.
What happens in the Mortal Realms
That's
stays
great.
in the Mortal Realms.
Now John is, unlike these two, kind of sticking to his guns. He's a pointy ear player, of course. So naturally he's interested in all the elves. I know he's interested in the Sylvaneth. I think mostly the Sylvaneth. I kind of asked him about Edeneth and the Daughters of Cain, but I think mostly the Sylvaneth, which is good because we have a Sylvaneth army that's about to expand. So at a minimum, he can use that, but at a maximum, we'll get more Sylvaneth.
Yeah.
Iron Hands. So just to confirm, my apologies for ruining you today, but Paragon of Iron, yes, it's you can generate 1 additional warlord trait for them. This must be from the Iron Hands warlord traits table, sadly. So yeah, you can't give them 2 from the Space Marine book, which would be awesome. So you have to pick 1 from the Iron Hands, which look, there's ones that aren't bad in here at all. Like give them 5+ Feeling of Pain, give them Student of History, of course.
Classic.
6-inch piling, which you already have, but this would allow you to pile away from combat, because they've learned, of course, from what happened to their Primarch. So it's a pretty savage
A little bit of a
meme.
burn.
The title of that is a meme. Yeah.
It's such a meme.
Student of history. Oh my gosh.
Right?
So why would you use that? You'd like charge in, fight something, and then after
Yeah.
pile.
Like this guy's a company champion.
Right.
Like he can kill people, but otherwise he's just gonna get punked right back. He's not
Right.
Primaris. He's not that defensive. So he can go in, fight. Like you're fighting first. If you charge someone, for example, you know you get that first activation, fight, fall back, and then you can't be hit. So Succubus have the same ability, and it's amazing, right?
Right.
Same with, or even the Custodes Bike Captain has the same ability, which is great, especially, like, let's say, so it's good for being offensive like that and kind of coming back. You can maybe be character blocked, but it's also good if you do survive in an ongoing combat. You're in combat, maybe you're getting stuck in, and you're not quite getting what you need, you fight. It's your opponent's turn, you fight, you fall back. Now it's your turn. Now you're not engaged, and you can just dive deeper into their lines or whatever. So it has a lot of cool applications.
Or you can just shoot them with like 10 las cannons because you're Iron Hands,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
charge in. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about it. Titan Warcry Attorney.
Warcry is like, I think Warcry is like much more accessible. Like as just getting started, obviously, like Warcry is much more accessible. It feels sort of easier for me to wrap my head around.
Yeah, it's like 5 models.
I've not like read any of the books for that yet either. But I think actually that's probably where I'm gonna start, is building a Warcry warband and then expanding.
It's super easy to learn. It's a fun game. It's very casual, but it's cool. Yeah, it's just casual in the sense that like some of the missions are just totally silly.
Yeah.
And like I played my Gloomspite gets on the squigs, and they're like, in this mission you have to escape to that board edge, and I was like, oh, all right. So I just kind of run past the enemy, and they're like, yep. And I was like, okay, and that was it. It was done in like a turn because they just couldn't catch me. So there's weird imbalances like that.
You know what else is really great about playing these guys is the fact that you've got a bunch of monsters in your army, and Bridger's got a bunch of monsters in his army. I feel like I'm tailoring a little bit here.
Well, this edition is about monsters in the realm of Gur.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have the army ready to go just about the time the edition is switching.
That's right. Well, not to name names, Bridger definitely picked up a lot of Fire Slayers, so
Yeah.
might be sooner than you think. Like an entire army worth.
All right. We'll see. We've got one more, guys. Thank you, Dr. V. Have a wonderful day. I'm building a Grots at the Beach army. 3D printed crabs to replace spiders, beach gear, pirates everywhere, etc. That sounds amazing.
If you haven't already, definitely tag me and post it in Discord. I'd love to see this.
Please
Dr. V.
share photos in the Discord. That sounds great.
That's awesome.
3D printed crabs. I love it.
So cool.
All right, we did it. We got through all of it.
Woof. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. As always, I kind of just want to remind you again of what's going on soon. Saturday, we've got Grey Knights versus Thousand Suns. Pre-order day for the book. We will be playing them. I will be playing Thousand Suns. We've got my good friend Jesse, who is a teammate and fellow playtester, coming on Saturday to play against me with the Grey Knights. Next Tuesday, we'll be voting on what kind of Thousand Suns we play. So if you are not a member, definitely consider becoming one so you can check out that game. Wednesday, you two are going to be working on Thousand Suns over on Hobby Titans.
Yep.
It's going to be awesome. And we'll be wrapping up the week with more Grey Knights and Thousand Suns. You guessed it. So definitely come hang out with us, guys. It's been super, super fun. Zach, thank you for the game. As always.
It was fun.
It was awesome. So thanks, everyone. Have a great night. We'll catch you next time on the Tabletop. Bye.